a busy last couple of days for the Mariners as they have just come off two back-to-back pre-season friendlies. One was at home to local rivals Lincoln, and the other was played on Wednesday night when we had a Lincolnshire derby again at National League side Boston United. And both results ended up being 2-1, which, to be honest, is a great way to start. I'll give you a full review of the game against Boston, and then I'll talk you through my thoughts on the game against Lincoln. We will start, we will start with the Lincoln game, as that did come first. And it was it was what you'd say pretty close to a full strength Mariners side, and it was the initial team that started was Pym, Rogers, Farm, McJanet, Sweeney, McEachran, Corey, Burns, Walker, Vernon, and I always say Kabaya. Someone was a Kabia. I say Kabaya, but there we go. And obviously a fairly strong bench as well. And the Mariners played some really good stuff against Lincoln. It was a beautiful move for the Mariners first on a very sort of rainy, drizzly night at Blundell Park. The first goal was absolutely lovely. Sweeney picked it up in the near the byline, going down there, beautiful flick through to Corey. Corey played it back over to Sweeney. Sweeney swung the ball in, and on the second attempt, Dara Burns, with his first goal for the Mariners, he took his first shot that got blocked by the Lincoln defender, but it came straight back to him, and he placed it beautifully in the top corner. It was so well hit, and such a great finish for Dara Burns. And the first half, you could see us using that width. Sweeney was a standout in the first half. He really was, and everybody just looked up for it. Corey did well. Vernon. I love the interchange between Vernon and Sweeney. The interchange and things like that is a beautiful thing to see. Christy Pym didn't really have much to do in the first half, but was solid, was always solid. George McEachran, I'm going to say George McEachran's ball for the second goal was an absolute beauty. He picked it up from, like I said, just outside the centre circle, and played a beautiful ball for James Kabaya to run onto. And all I can say is he wears the number 9 shirt, James, but I've seen this throughout pre-season. He is going to cause, I think, the League 2 defenders some trouble. He really is going to cause them some real trouble. That ball over the top by George McEachran was an absolute beauty, and he ran onto it like a seasoned pro, really, and played it beautifully across. And Charles Vernon, with a simple tap-in, but that's what we didn't have enough of last year, was runners getting in those areas. And so pleasing for Chaz to, yes, do it against his former side, Lincoln. He seemed to give a bit of banter back to some Lincoln fans there. But what a ball by Jays, and what a finish for Charles. I've always said a fit Charles Vernon is a dangerous Charles Vernon at this level. It's just about keeping him fit. And again, for most of the first half, we literally we bossed it. Really, Lincoln didn't really have much. They had a couple of mini attacks which Christie sort of dealt with. It was comfortable for the defenders in Doug Farm, Harvey Rogers, and Cam McJanet. They didn't really have too much to deal with, and it was a comfortable 2-0 lead at half time. I've seen the goals back, and in their own way they were just so well worked. And 2-0 at half time, you're thinking, well, this is going to be it. This is going to be fantastic. McEachran got a yellow card, which was strange towards the back end of the half, but in general, probably the best half of football played this pre-season, really. In the second half, Lincoln did change things. Rob Street and Freddie Draper come on for Collins and Makama, apologies, in there was an attack at the restart as Town. We kept the same 11, and that'll probably be down to the Boston game just 24 hours later. They did come out better, but the first attack of the second half came from them. But Thar made and it was a beauty of a challenge. And Rogers then jumped in to clear a Tom Bayliss free kick. Like I said, Lincoln started to put a little bit more pressure on during the second half. A Moylan cross bounced off the top of Pym's bar and out for a goal kick. Thorne was penalised for bringing Draper down on the halfway line, on the away left, close to the halfway line. Corey got to Bayliss' free kick first, and McJanet completed the clearance. One thing that was strong against Lincoln is we didn't lose much in the air. We were very, very strong in the air. As in, once the ball came into the box, we always got the first contact, which is something. If you can get, especially from a defending perspective, if you can get the first contact, you can always get away with not conceding as many. Dara carried on in the second half the way he played in the first. He did get a shot at the far post with a header. That didn't quite come off. Rogers again with his head had a dangerous cross behind. Pym got a good punch away from the corner that was delivered. I thought Christy Pym had a great game in the second half, especially. Lincoln did keep pushing. They definitely pushed us back a lot more in the second half. They were a lot more dangerous. I think obviously the changes of like Freddie Draper, who may only be 20, but he's got some skill, the lad, and he really did make a difference. Draper did make a bit of a cynical challenge. I saw it at the time, and I thought if that had been any other game or competitive, I think Freddie probably could have been in trouble, or at least a strong yellow. in pre-season, a referee really will try and let a lot go unless it is basically unless the player gets the leg broken. You won't see a red card in or it's got to be really serious to see a red card be given in games. But he did mistime it. It wasn't great, which then made Lincoln make some changes though. Sonny Bradley and House got replaced, and so did Bayliss. They got replaced by Conor McCreedles and Adam Jackson. Freddie Draper again did have a chance for Lincoln. It was mainly Lincoln on the attacking front, but from Hackett, Rajal Cross, which didn't really come to anything, and then Rob Street, obviously, who was at Doncaster last term, lifted a 20-yard shot. He looked like he was playing rugby more than he was playing football, but you kind of love that though. But I must admit that Hackett scored a goal with a quarter of an hour left, and I have to admit it was a good move by Lincoln. Some good wing play, and it came to the sort of corner of the box, and I was sort of right in front of this. I could see it. They usually say that the goalkeeper doesn't want to be beaten at his near post, which Christy Pym was, but from the speed that Hackett hit it, he wasn't saving that. It was, but I would say overall in the second half, Lincoln deserved it, and they got the goal which was deserved. Terrell Warren ended up after that replacing Harvey Rogers with their first change. But then a few minutes later, Staunton, Brown and Amalazor were brought on for Sweeney, Vernon and Gabaya. It did change things a little bit. But Gabaya did win a free kick. As he was, again, he caused trouble for Lincoln throughout the evening, going down the wing. I think that is more his natural position. I think he can play as a striker, but I do see Cabella more as a winger. But boy, is he a pacey winger that I think a lot of high lines are not going to like playing against. And Warren had a great stop of Hackett. He stopped him from really causing much trouble. Gave a corner away, but Amalazor came on and headed that attack clear, and with 2 minutes added on, nothing else really happened. So it ended up being 2-0, a very strong first game out of the two for the Mariners over midweek, really. Now, we then, as we carry on, quickly move on to the Boston game. Now, I'm going to read the report of this because I was meant to be at Boston, but I didn't actually make it. So I'll read it as the club have put it out on the club's website. The Mariners made it 2 pre-season wins. In 2 days, they beat Boston United at the Jakeman's Community Stadium. And obviously, just before I carry on with that, obviously, it is mentioned in the report, but obviously there was 2 or 3 former Mariners in the Boston ranks, that being Ian Reike, Ben Grist, Jordan Cropper. Lionel John Lewis has signed with Boston, but I don't believe he was. I don't think he was involved. But so was Billy Bradley, who is a former Town player as well. But the actual team that started was Orton was in goal, Terrell Warren, Alex Graham, Matty Carson, and Staunton forming the defence, with Gezatori, Kieran Green, Fortuna Noah, who actually did have a good showing at definitely against Cleethorpes earlier in pre-season, while Amalazor and Henry Brown began either side of striker Cam Gardner. The bench had goalkeeper Rogers, Corey Foster, Charlie Hatton, Elliot Smith, and I love this name, Carlo Midwinter, in the middle of summer. I like that. Made up all the academy subs bench. And Boston, like I said, named 3 former Mariners in the starting lineup. Like I said, with Ben Grist, Jordan Cropper and Ian Raki all handed places in the 11. And there was further ex-Town representation on the home bench in the shape of Zach Mills and Billy Bradley. In the first half, Cropper won the first corner for Boston of the game, and it led to a chance for Alex Lancashire, who headed wide at the far post. The second home corner caused no problems. Then the referee spotted a foul as Ollie Green crossed following Boston's third flag kick. Town's first attack of note came on the 11th minute, and it led to the opening goal. After good play between Gardner and Brown, the ball broke for Amalazor, and he produced a neat finish to beat keeper Rhys Lovett from 20 yards. And that is what Justin is capable of. He reminds me a lot of Aboisa, but I think he's more... I think he'll be more consistent, I feel, the more that he plays. Hopefully we'll see more of that throughout the season from Justin, but that was great. A great goal apparently from 20 yards. Love it. Put the Mariners in control. Kieran Donnelly almost provided an instant response for the hosts when he fired over the bar from a narrow angle. Then Gardner was denied by Lovett after meeting a low cross from Green on the right. And this is, I think, where we're going to get most of our joy from, is from the width and long balls, but using it at the right time. Green headed clear from a Cropper long throw on 16 minutes. Boy, do we know what that's like. And Brown then capitalised on a mistake to turn defence into attack as he set off on a run down the right. He found Green, who went for goal but was unable to catch Lovett out at his near post. A foul by Graham on Donnelly allowed Boston to build from a free kick inside the Grimsby half, and when the ball was played into the box, they were inches away from an equaliser as Donnelly's header bounced back off the bar. Grist won a corner as the home side continued to come back into the game, although Orton was fouled as the ball came across from the flag. Seconds later, Staunton and Brown combined to create an opening on the Town left, but Gardner could not get to the low cross. Orton punched clear from a free kick taken by Boston trialist. Then Gardner called Lovett into action as the keeper dived to stop his low strike from inside the box, with the game moving from end to end as the half-hour mark passed. The Mariners were forced into making their first substitution on 39 minutes after Orton was caught late by Donnelly as he battled for a loose ball inside the 6-yard box. After receiving lengthy treatment, the keeper could not continue, and Rogers the young academy lad, replaced him to make his first team debut. Boston were using Cropper's long throws as one of the main attacking weapons as half-time approached, but Town held firm with Green heading clear twice in quick succession. Obviously, Garen Green showing what a strength he is with his head, but we all know what Jordan Cropper's throw-ins are like. And 3 added minutes were played, and Green got to another Cropper throw, first to ensure the visitors went in at the break with the advantage. And like I was just saying, we all know from the playoff success what a threat Jordan Cropper's throw is. So to be able to keep his throws out and solidly, it's always good to see. In the second half, no further changes were made before the restart, and Town started well, winning an early corner and getting the ball into the net through Gardner's close-range finish, only for the goal to be ruled out for a foul. Also shot blocked for a corner as the Mariners' strong opening to the half continued, and it turned into another one when Brown's low delivery was put behind. This time Brown's ball from the left was headed away. Boston's trialist had another opportunity to catch the eye with a corner from the right on 51 minutes, but Graham headed his far post delivery behind for another one. This time Town broke clear through Onoa, apologies if I pronounced that wrong, but when he looked for one, the offside flag went up against the right back. The hosts made 4 changes on 54 minutes as Greg Sloggett, Frankie Maguire, Jordan Richards and Norkett replaced Green, Reiki, Liam Waldock and the trialist. A shirt pulled by Carson gave Boston a free kick in a dangerous position, and Rogers was called into serious action for the first time from it as Maguire's shot ricocheted towards him. The keeper was equal to it getting down to make a good stop, and seconds later the Mariners doubled their advantage with Staunton cutting inside from the right before beating Lovett from the edge of the box to make it 2-0. Midwinter replaced Gardner in the Town attack after the goal. Then Norkett won a corner for the home side as they looked to find their way back into the contest. Green headed the flag kick, should be the corner kick, while they're calling it the flag kick out, and Boston retained possession, and Rogers got fingertips to a cross, shot from deep to turn the ball onto the bar. Rogers made a comfortable catch from a Sloggett shot on 66 minutes. Then Norkett fired wide after dispossessing Warren and making progress from the halfway line. Cropper and Donnelly were replaced by Rocco Coyle and Luca Alonzi, and the hosts and Town responding with a double substitution of their own, with Smith and Hatton going on for Green and Amalazor. Warren made way for Foster in the visitors' final change on 73 minutes, while Staunton won a corner when his 20-yard shot was deflected wide. It turned into another one, and this time Brown found Foster with a quickly taken corner kick from the left, but his pullback was blocked. Smith went close to making it 3-0 on 87 minutes as his header from Midwinter's cross flew just over the bar. Instead, Boston pulled a goal back as the game moved into 1 minute added, with Norkett beating Rogers with a powerful strike from close range. That proved to be the last action of note as the referee's final whistle brought to an end what had been an excellent evening for the Mariners, who finished the game with 7 academy players on the pitch. Next up, the Mariners will play their final pre-season game against Peterborough, which I will give you a view of over the weekend for that game. And it's good to know that we finished with 7 academy players. on the pitch at the end of that. I mean, that is something that I think we will, and we have been embracing under Artel, is young players. A lot of them may play maybe a lot more in the Virtue Trophy, maybe. But it's good to see that 7 academy sides finished the game. That is fantastic. It looks like again Town were the better side in this one, but we all, like I said before earlier, we all know what a danger Jordan Cropper's throws are. They are dangerous. So I think the fact that Kieran Green was able to deal with them, we hope the not to Seb is not to Sayers. I don't think it is, because he walked off, which was good. But it was good to give the young lad Rogers a little bit of first team experience. Nothing bad about that. And it looks like a solid Town performance. That's 2 wins in a row with 1 friendly left to go. And who thought this time next week we will be in serious mode as we host Crawley next weekend. So I'm going to leave it at that, as it's been quite a long video, this one. Give me your thoughts if you were at Lincoln, against Lincoln, or you were at Boston on Wednesday evening. Let me know what you guys thought of both games. If you weren't at Blundell Park, but you were able to watch the stream, or what your thoughts are at Boston. Let me know down below what you guys thought. Later on over the weekend will be my League 2 prediction. That's coming out over the weekend. So do let me know what your thoughts on that one. I'll obviously hit the bell button. Let me get that right. Yeah, hit the bell button, and that'll let you know when, and the subscribe button. They will let you know when I upload that video, but it is coming up over the weekend. Like, share, subscribe, comment with everything about these last 2 pre-season friendlies, and as we head into Peterborough to finish our pre-season, let's see if we can finish on a high, shall we say. Let's find out. But I'm going to finish there. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff, and I'll be back over the weekend, not only with a review of Peterborough, but also my League 2 table predictions for 25-26. In the meantime, guys, do hit that like button, and do leave me your comments down below, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Up the Mariners. One more step to go before the serious business begins. Until later on in the week, guys, I will see you soon. Up the Mariners. And I just can't believe how close we are getting to the start of the league campaign. In the meantime, guys, I'll see you soon. See you in the next one. Oh boy. 1 week to go, and it'll be League 2 time. I'll see you soon. Ta-da.